I took all my feelings, my wants and needs and dreams, and I buried them inside you.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at monologues that combine good writing with a top-notch performance to create a moment that defines the film.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression.
Number 10. Helens Monologue, Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Let me explain something to you. Old Helen is gone.
If you're gonna title your movie Diary of a Mad Black Woman, then the titular angry black woman better steal the show. And oh boy, does Kimberly Elise's Helen do just that.
Now, I came here to help you. But now, I'm gonna get even.
After having her husband cheat on her for years and then leave her for another woman, Helen is shocked and broken. Eventually, she gets back on her feet, finding her strength, power, and voice. A voice she uses to its full potential in this angry yet pointed monologue directed at her good-for-nothing soon-to-be ex-husband Charles.
Got me all stressed out, my hair falling out, my weight up and down, can't keep anything down. 2 miscarriages! You took life from me, and you never even said I'm sorry.
Number 9. Seduce and Destroy, Magnolia. Magnolia runs at just over 3 hours long, and Tom Cruise is only on screen for 27 minutes. But for a portion of those 27 minutes, Cruise's Frank T.J. Mackey is in the spotlight. Literally.
Take it on head first with the skills that I will teach you at work and say, no! No! You will not control me.
Mackey is a master pickup artist, teaching his angry and misogynistic techniques to a room of desperate men willing to do whatever he says. What he says isn't always easy to hear, but there's no way we could turn away.
Because me and my brothers, we like to celebrate. And on the 1st of May, we celebrate V-Day.
We weren't the only ones. In a film filled with some of the best actors around, Cruise was the only one nominated for an Oscar.
I will not apologize for who I am. I will not apologize for what I need. I will not apologize for what I want.
Number 8. You Don't Matter, Birdman.
This is my chance to finally do some work that actually means something.
It means something to who? You had a career, Dad, before the 3rd comic book movie.
Sometimes family is the only one that can say something. The only ones who don't have to tell us what we want to hear, but rather the hard truth that we can't or don't want to see.
Face it, Dad, you are not doing this for the sake of art. You are doing this because you want to feel relevant again.
In Birdman, Regan Thompson used to be famous for playing a superhero, but now wants to put on an artistic and intellectual play. Why? Well, according to his daughter Sam, played by Emma Stone, he's doing it because he's scared that he doesn't matter.
You're doing this because you're scared to death, like the rest of us, that you don't matter. And you know what? You're right. You don't.
With the unflinching camera set on her, Stone's monologue of anger and truth hits her father at his core, as it does to all who watch it. Number 7. Out of Order, Scent of a Woman.
Mr. Sims, you are a cover-up artist and you are a liar.
But not a snitch.
Excuse me?
No, I don't think I will.
Watching Scent of a Woman for the first time, you might have thought Al Pacino stole the show when he did the blind man tango in a New York restaurant. However, Pacino hadn't yet delivered his loud, impassioned speech in defense of Chris O'Donnell to the prep school disciplinary committee.
What is your motto here? Boys, inform on your classmates, save your hide. Anything short of that, we're gonna burn you at the stake?
While the dance moves were certainly impressive, an actor as great as Pacino can just simply stay in one place and move an audience. That is exactly what he does here, showing the court what being out of order looks like.
Sir, you're out of order.
Out of order? I show you out of order. You don't know what out of order is, Mr. Trask.
Number 6. Your Move, Chief, Good Will Hunting. You don't have to be a genius to recognize the show-stealing power of this monologue by Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting.
Thought about what you said to me the other day, about my painting. Stayed up half the night thinking about it.
What does it mean to truly love? What does it mean to truly feel? To tear down your walls and truly open up who you are to another person.
I ask you about love, probably quote me a sonnet. that you've never looked at a woman and been totally vulnerable.
This monologue stands tall not just for its universal and human themes, but for Williams's performance as well. Without raising his voice, Williams calmly grabs our attention from the beginning and never lets go.
You move, Chief.
Number 5. Mad as Hell. Network. Network was nominated for 9 Academy Awards, winning Best Original Screenplay.
We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy.
In 2005, the Writers Guild of America voted the script by Paddy Chayefsky as one of the 10 greatest screenplays in cinematic history. So yeah, the writing was great.
I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad.
But it also takes a great performance to make a show-stealing monologue. That is precisely what Peter Finch gives as angry newscaster Howard Beale implores the nation to stand up, go on their windows and yell,
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
Even decades later, his words still ring true. Number 4. You can't handle the truth. A Few Good Men. It's one of the most iconic lines in the history of movies.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled.
You want answers!
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
You Can't Handle the Truth has become such a part of our popular culture that some folks might have even forgotten that it was just the beginning of a pretty great monologue.
You have the luxury of not knowing what I know, that Santiago's death, while tragic, probably saved lives.
Well, we sure didn't forget about Jack Nicholson, the world of walls, and the men with guns who guard those walls. So, we will say thank you to Nicholson, not for the awful things his character did, but for the amazing monologue he gave us all.
I would rather you just said thank you and went on your way. Otherwise, I suggest you pick up a weapon and stand a post.
Number 3. Be the First. Hidden Figures.
You of all people should understand the importance of being first.
How's that, Mrs. Jackson?
Well, you were the first in your family to serve in the armed forces.
More important than any monologue are the real-life figures on which Hidden Figures is based. They stole the show at NASA, becoming the first African-American women to reach various positions inside the agency. But if we're talking about the movie, the one monologue that always stands out belongs to Janelle Monáe as Mary Jackson, asking a local judge in Virginia to grant her permission to be the first black woman to attend the all-white Hampton High School.
I plan on being an engineer at NASA, but I can't do that without taking them classes at that all-white high school.
The speech by Mrs. Jackson is one we'll remember forever. Forever, ever.
Forever, forever, ever, forever, ever.
Number 2. All My Life I Had to Fight. The Color Purple.
All my life I had to fight. I had to fight my daddy, I had to fight my uncles, I had to fight my brothers.
When it comes to daytime television, Oprah Winfrey stole the show for 25 years. However, in 1985, 1 year prior to starting her now historic run on television, Winfrey stole the show in Steven Spielberg's The Color Purple.
I loves Harpo. God knows I do. But I kill him dead before I let him beat me.
The scene in question features an angry monologue by Winfrey in which she admits to her history with abusive men, from her father to her uncles and even her brothers, and how she will not accept treatment like that anymore. Her performance earned Winfrey a much-deserved Best Supporting Actress nomination at the Oscars.
Heaven lasts always. Girl, you ought to bash Mr. head open and think about heaven later.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. 18 Years. Fences.
I got 18 years of my life invested in you. You ought to have stayed upstairs in my bed where you belong.
Listen to me. We can get a handle on this thing.
In addition to winning an Emmy, Tony, Grammy, and Oscar, the New York Times ranked Viola Davis the 9th greatest actor of the 21st century. A well-earned ranking due in part to performances like the one she gave in 2016's Fences.
I gave 18 years of my life to stand in the same spot as you. Don't you think I ever wanted other things? Don't you think I had dreams and hopes? What about my life? What about me?
Exemplified in this monologue, in which she lays herself emotionally bare, revealing to her husband how her dedication to him for the past 18 years was at the expense of her own life's dreams. 5 years earlier in The Help, Davis as Aibileen Clark stole the show with a much quieter yet just as crushing monologue about the death of her son.
He died right in front of me. He's just 24 years old, Miss Skeeter, best part of a person's life.
Yet it was her work in Fences that earned Davis the aforementioned Academy Award. Leave us a short monologue of your own in the comments below.
In our courts, all men are created equal.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.